My name is James Williams Jr. This is Kung Fu Havoc number 2. The following video is a serious video. I'm going to do my best to not swear. It is not for children under the age of 14. And the reason I say it's not for children under the age of 14, and this probably will be a two-parter, is because this video is about relationships. And these are a few things that you should probably think and consider before you even enter a relationship. So let's begin. Again, I'm going to do my best to not cuss, but you guys know me by now. I don't know how to talk without cussing. So, I just watched a show on ID about a really bad relationship and how a young girl just got the hell stabbed out of her. I'm hoping I don't have to have a conversation like that with one of my children if I live long enough to have any. Relationships are a double-edged sword. So let's start at the beginning. Why are you in this relationship? Why do you want this relationship? And let's not have the first answer be because I love him or her. Love is a funny thing. It is also a double-edged sword. It can cut you deep and it can ruin you. It might just leave a little nick. But love is a funny thing. Relationships only work when both of you want to be in a relationship with each other. If both of you know what you want, if both of you know where you're going, if both of you are on the same path to success, and even if you're not, but you love each other, it's worth fighting for. However, do not enter a relationship without knowing what you want. Whether you are a man or a woman, it pays to know what you want, and it pays to tell the person that you are entering on this journey with what you want. Because if you go into a relationship and only you know what you want and your partner doesn't know, the relationship is more than likely going to be doomed. And I say this because I am the result of a relationship that was more or less one-sided. And I say that, God willingly, hopefully she's not watching so there won't be any legal ramifications, so I'm going to make sure I leave her name out of it. When I was turning 36. I was 35 years old, and my life was already fucked up. Sorry, I cussed. Anyway, keep it moving. And I had reached the end of my rope. Now, I've been through so much stuff that I had decided that it was time to end my life. And in doing so, the Lord works in mysterious ways. I had reached the end of all things, and I was ready to go. So, I prayed to the Lord with my preacher, and then I went to Canada, because what my preacher didn't know was, I was basically asking the preacher to give me my last rites. She did not do that, because she did not know. The very next day, I met the girl that was the love of my life. I just was not the love of hers. Which I would not know for 2 years, 2 great years of my life between 2008 and 2010. I was on top of the world. No. I had the sexiest woman on earth in my eyes. I was in love with her from the moment I met her. I would like to say that she is still in my heart and will always be there. I would not like to say that I still love her. But I don't know how to word it without telling the truth. I will always love her, even though I will never be with her again because she made that legally impossible. Excuse me. But I will always love her. But unlike my love for her, either she never really loved me or she didn't love herself enough to stay and keep the relationship going. I'm sorry, I might get a little emotional. But the downward spiral started when I tried to get these rings and put them on her finger. I'm a poor man. I've never been rich. I'll never be rich. And love is a very difficult subject for me, since I barely barely believe in love now. If there's someone out there for me somewhere, it'll happen when God lets it happen again. So when I met her, I was on my last leg and I was planning on going to Canada to start a fight with the biggest, baddest, buffest person up there and then just not fight back. The channel's called Kung Fu Havoc for a reason. I do Kung Fu. And it was the only thing that no one could take from me until I joined the army, where I would lose the use of my hip. So, I really wanted to die, and as they say, God doesn't answer you when He called, but He is always on time. And He brought her into my life the day before I went to Canada. So, she was my reason for coming back, and thank God for her because I stayed alive. Had I known then what I know now, I probably wouldn't have came back. But I'm here, and I'm breathing, and I'm making it. It's not always the best. I have bouts of depression. I suffer from other stuff, but I knew what I wanted in the relationship, and I let her know before the relationship started that I was in it for the long haul, which is why I got the rings. I was in it to the end. I wanted to marry her. She was my future. She was my last shot at love. She was my everything. She let me be me. I didn't have to be phony. I could be little Mix James, and I have to be, I'm a black BMF this, and I'm a SMF this, and all kinds of other stuff. And I was free. And I truly loved her with my entire soul. Not just my heart, but my soul. A mistake I don't plan on making ever again. And, I fought to get her back for a long time. I fought until it became a legal issue. Now, let's not get it twisted. I was not stalking her. I didn't go to her jobs. I didn't go to her house. I got caught sending her 2 text messages and 2 love songs. So wherever she is, I hope she's happy. That's the most important thing to me, is that she's happy. I hope she's happy. I hope she's safe. Other than that, I want to talk to you guys about relationships for the simple fact is that you have to know what you want before you engage in a relationship. I told her what I wanted. I wanted my acting career to take off. I wanted her to be with me to the end. I wanted to have at least 1 child with her. I wanted us to have a happily ever after because I'm one of the few men on earth who will admit that I believe in fairy tale endings. Clearly, Jim and the Holograms were wrong, and Maroon 5 was right. All those fairy tales are full of shit. And I really, really, really was looking forward. I liked her parents. They may have liked me, or they may have been faking the funk because they weren't her biological parents, which is another part of my dream with her, was that we get married. My acting career would pay for my movie dojo and my home, and we would live happily ever after, and we would find her real parents. Because, they can work wonders with DNA, and they can trace you all the way back to your origins. So that was my plan, and that was the part that I didn't tell her. The part that I told her, the most important part, was that I would be with her until the end. So she had ADHD, and she thought that was going to be a problem for me, and I told her, no, it's not a problem for me because I got rageaholic syndrome, and I got short man complex. But they don't own me. I own them. I also have OCD, but OCD does not have me. Okay, it has me, but it doesn't have me in a chokehold. And her ADHD had her in a chokehold, amongst other things about her past that I didn't learn until after the breakup that I will not go into here. But things happen. I have always been a victim of Murphy's Law, and I've always been a victim of things happening. But I've never really quit until she left me. And then when she left me, bad things just kept going. My life has been bad for like the last 9 years or better. We'll be broken up completely for 10 years next year. And the thing was, and the thing still is, I hope that she's happy. Wherever she is, I hope that she's happy. I hope that she's safe. I hope whatever she's going through in life, that there's nothing but sunshine and rainbows for her. However, for me, there's always been a dark cloud because I'm always going to wonder if she's okay. I'm never going to be able to know that because she legally made it impossible for me to have any contact with her, her family, or anybody else when she got me for harassment for 2 love songs and 2 text messages. Me and the judge had a really good talk, because he couldn't arrest me because he read the text messages, and the only thing the text messages said was how much I love her and how much I want her back and how much I'd be willing to move heaven, earth, and go to hell and kill the devil himself if I could have 5 more seconds with her in my life. So clearly that wasn't going to happen. But, the judge read the text messages, and we talked quite a bit, and the judge seen me leaving in tears. And, that was pretty much it. There's nothing I could do but cry. I think after that, I probably cried for quite some time. I still cry on her birthdays. I should be over that, but on the last day of February, unless it's a leap year, I still cry on February 28th. I still cry on the day we met, which was in July. I still cry on the day she destroyed us, which was a week before our meeting where I was going to give her those rings and get on my knee and have her make me the happiest man in the universe. So clearly that shit didn't work out. And now I just really don't trust women that much. I'll get to know a girl, but I don't really trust women. And then having the Me Too movement kick in, the Me Too movement has made it even impossible for me to say hi to girls because I don't know if it's going to offend them or if it's going to be like a Bill Cosby thing, only I didn't drug them, I just said hi. So it's kind of hard for me to talk to women just out of fear that the Me Too movement's going to have me locked up for some shit like hi. That's a funny story about that. While we were together, we went to a Chinese New Year thing. And she had on this dress, not her, but one of the ladies that was performing at Burley School when we had the Chinese New Year thing. I didn't go back to anymore because I was afraid that she would be there and there was no contact clause and stuff like that. But we had a Chinese New Year thing, and this girl was wearing a Chun-Li dress. And I said, "That's a nice dress." But what she heard was I said the girl had nice breasts. And I was like, okay, before you start a fight, that's not what I said. I said she had a nice dress, and if I was a girl, my closet would be loaded with those Chun-Li dresses. Which is true. If I was a girl, I would have nothing but those Chun-Li dresses, because those dresses are fucking awesome. And if I was a girl, I would want to be awesome, so I would wear one of those Chun-Li dresses. Anyway, that's neither here or there. I knew when I got into this relationship that I wanted a wife and a future. She never told me what she wanted. We broke up often. We get back together. I'd say we broke up maybe 7 times in the 2 years we were together, which is why I didn't know if the breakup was real or not. We broke up. 2 days later, she's calling me. No, I'm my dumb ass, because I love her, sprung right back into action. 2 more days later, we break up again. Back together. Break up again. Back together. Now, over a 2-year period, you know if you want to be with somebody for the rest of your life or not. And if you don't, then you should tell them from the jump, look, we just testing the waters. I'm not sure I can be with you for the rest of my life. Don't wait 2 years to lead somebody down that road. If you don't want to be with that person and you still want to test your waters or whatever, then you shouldn't be in relationships. You shouldn't be in serious relationships. You should be in casual sex relationships, friends with benefits, or my all-time favorite, because I'm seriously considering it, becoming a damn swinger. Because there's no strings attached. It's swinging, And it's seeming like it's the safest bet for me because I don't want to be hurt anymore. I've never cheated on any girl in my lifetime. And every girl I've been with, except for the one I was currently talking about, has cheated on me. It's not a fun thing. See, I'm ugly. So, I know I'm not pulling broads like that. But any girl that I've been with, I've always been with very pretty girls. And all of them, except for the last one, has cheated on me. And I can't go through that shit anymore. You know? So before you get into a relationship, y'all both gotta know what you want. Before you have sex, y'all need to have a conversation. And in all relationships, you need to have this policy, whether you are a man or a woman, or if you're in a same-sex relationship, being men and men and women and women. I'm trying not to offend anybody. But you should know what you want before you enter a relationship. You should sit down and, honest to God, have a 15-minute conversation, or an hour, or 2-hour conversation on what you want, where your life's going, how you want your life to play out. What do you want when you reach the end of your life? Do you want the picket fences in the family? Or do you want to be a loose goose and do everything you want and try to live that outstanding, crazy-ass life, or as the Spanish people, la vida loca, and just like never settle down? And there's nothing wrong with that. But if that's what you want, your partner who may want the opposite and they want to have it with you and settle down, you should tell them that from the jump. Look, I live a la vida loca life and I don't want to settle down. If you want to be friends with benefits, we can do that. And if that's not what you're looking for, I'm sorry for wasting your time. If we're all honest with each other while having a relationship, or entering a relationship, or being in a relationship, then half the problems that relationships have would not exist. But no one wants to be honest with people. No one wants to tell them the truth. No one wants to be the buzzkill, which is how you either have a baby with someone that you don't want, or you get trapped in one of these loveless relationships to the end of time because instead of you womaning up or manning up and doing and saying what you need to say, you just settle. I'm not settling anymore. If I truly find love, so be it. And if I never find love, then I better find some other way of being happy, which means I'm going to marry my job. That way at least I'll be working. If I have nothing else, I'll at least be working. And that's the main thing. You have to know what you want before you enter a relationship. You have to be honest with your partner, and you have to be honest with yourself. Most importantly, you need to be honest with yourself and then honest with your partner. Put it that way. If you're honest with yourself and you know what you want, it'll be a lot easier for you to approach your partner, whether it's in a male and male relationship, female and female relationship, or a male and female relationship. If you both know what you want before you enter the relationship and not worry about physical attractions and attributes and how much money is in somebody's pocket, then you're going to have a healthy and loving relationship. If you don't know what you want, your relationship's going to be like this. All over the place. Don't expect too high from your partner. Don't expect too low. But if you're honest, you both can meet somewhere in the middle. That way you're not here and you're not there. You're not over here. You're right here. And this is where you want your relationship to start and finish, with both of you being happy. And relationships, they take work. If you're not willing to work on them, you're never going to make it. And that was the problem with my relationship. I was more than willing to work on it. The judge can tell you how much I was willing to work on it because he read those text messages. He couldn't hear the love songs, as he told me, but they're on my YouTube channel. I wrote a love song called Unconditional Love, and I wrote a love song called Wedding Bell Blues. I wrote a whole fucking album, like 59 songs or 49 songs. And then I wrote another album, Stranger in My Own Hometown or something, both for my graphic novel that I'm looking for a publisher. But I had big dreams, and they got shattered. It's just that simple, because I wanted something real, and I was working on it. The problem was, the person that I wanted something real with either didn't love herself enough, or didn't know what real love was, or had been through so much shit that when real love finally came, she gave it the boot. And that's where I am now. Which is why I'm going to be honest with my people here. To be honest, I am truly afraid of falling in love again. I know that's some shit that only women generally say, but congratulations. You finally found the first guy who's openly straight about his feelings about falling in love. I refuse to let another woman break me. I do. If another woman comes along, I can't go through the shit I went through, but I invested my entire life and I don't want to love somebody with my entire soul again, because I'm the only one that came away with the scars. You know, there's a song, not just Maroon 5, but I don't know the name of the group, but actually two songs came out at the same time, and one was where the guy met the girl. He kept going back to the same spot and he stayed there. And then the other one is called "When the Heart Breaks, It Doesn't Break Even." And those two songs were my life, you know. And you know the worst part about that, this is the part, and everyone who's ever been through a fracked up breakup will admit to this or contest to this or has gone through this. It seems like whenever you break up, a breakup song is always on one or two stations at the same damn time. And the worst part is, they're probably the only two stations you listen to. So when you turn from "When the Heart Break, No It Don't Break Even," and then the other song will be "'Cause I'll be standing there waiting for you at the place that we met, where we once knew," and you can switch back and forth, and then you go to the next station and the song will be starting all over again. So our first our first 4 months of breaking up, every time I cut on the radio, "When the Heart Breaks, It Doesn't Break Even" played almost on every station that I turned it to. And one time that happened for like 3 days straight, and I was like, "What the fuck, man?" So I'm sorry, I cussed again. And I go to my room, and the only thing that would like be playing in my head would be "Still alive, but I'm barely breathing. 'Cause when the heart breaks, no it don't break even. Oh, what am I supposed to do when the best part of me was always you? What am I supposed to say when I'm choked up but you're okay? I'm falling to pieces. 'Cause when the heart breaks, no it don't break even." And that shit would not just play on the radio, it would play in my head. And it would never leave my head. And you know, to make things worse, you know, because before the court thing, it would be like she would drive through my neighborhood, and I don't know why she would drive through my neighborhood, like to purposely hurt me, I guess, because she knew that I still loved her and I didn't want it to end. And she ended it, to be honest. It wasn't me. I've never ended any relationships I've been in, except for when I caught them cheating on me. But we weren't cheating. We were almost never apart, except for when she worked night shifts, when she took care of old people. And then we still weren't apart because she always called me on the phone. And I'd stay on the phone with her all night, even though I had to get up and go to work the next morning. I'd go to work on 2 hours of sleep. You know, that's when you know you love somebody. And you have to know what you want before you enter a relationship. You just have to. Because if you don't, you will probably catch so much hell in your life. And it's just so not worth it sometimes. Now, you're probably going to ask me, so I'll answer it for you. Would I change anything? You'll have to wait for the second part of the video.